Linda Thielfoldt, and one of the things that we have to do as quilters is get our design that we want to quilt onto the quilt top. So I want to share with you a long arm lifeline regarding marking. I have with me my two favorite marking tools, and these are pastel chalk pencils manufactured by Generals. We've actually hijacked these from the art world, but they work really well on fabric. So I want to show you. With the white, I'm able to mark on dark or medium colored fabric really easily. And if you have a light background, the gray is the other color, and you can mark that virtually the same way. I know that may be difficult to see on camera, but truly the gray does show up. There's a couple tips I need to share with you regarding both of these. You'll notice that there's no eraser. The first thing you do when you get these home is you want to just snap that off, just get rid of it, because those are designed to erase on paper, and on fabric they actually smear and smudge. So you don't want to have any chance that by mistake you would just pick that up and start erasing. And how do I get those marks out? Well, you probably have one of these kicking around in your sewing space, but this is just a white fabric eraser. You can buy these anywhere. Any fabric store usually has them. And this is what I use to erase my chalk. But if you're doing a lot of quilting, the marks may dissipate just by the fact that you're putting thread on top of them. It may rub off just through the quilting process. But if they don't, and you still have some remaining marks, it's really easy to get them off. Just take the fabric eraser, erase over the marks, brush that away, and it's gone. Now I want to share a couple other tips with you regarding marking. This is another one of my favorite tools where the chalk just may not work. This is an air erasable marker. This one happens to be made by Marvy. And you'll notice that there's a really nice sharp point on one end. That's what you're going to mark with. And then on the opposite end is a little eraser. And if you happen to mark outside of a line that you want to sew, then you can easily, just at the point of your marking, erase that. There is one caveat that I have to share with you regarding this marker. Don't mark your whole quilt top and then go off expecting to come back in a couple days and quilt it, because all of your marking may be gone. It does have a 2 to 14 day time frame on there, but I find it's a lot less than that where I live. And if you live in a more humid or dry climate, that may change. So experiment a little bit. This is a really good tool that I think you might like. You're all familiar with the blue marker. Now there's been some controversy over this, but I've been using this for years and I haven't had any problems. Easy to find, they work great, they're reliable, they're inexpensive. You may or may not be aware of this little companion pen. This is an eraser pen that, let's say you mark this and you don't really want this here, but you don't want to wet this whole quilt, because that is how this is removed, with water. So this is kind of a cool little thing. You can just run this along that marked line and that will erase. And it will dry and be like it was never there, so you can remark that area and just move on with your quilting. Lastly, I have one more marking tool that I want to share with you, and that is this Pilot friction ball pen. There has been some controversy over this pen, and it might not be recommended if you put your quilts in the freezer. And you may be saying, what are you talking about, Linda? Well, if you live in a really cold climate, this pen, if you're not familiar with it, once it's marked, the marked line is actually removed by the heat of the iron. But there has been some controversy, because if you put your quilt in the freezer or you live in a really cold climate, those marks will reappear. So if the marks reappear, just hit it with the iron and you're good to go. One thing I want to share with you, one last thought, is all of these should be used at your own risk. Experiment with them, try them out on different fabrics, and find the one that works the best for you. I hope you found this information helpful. I'm Linda Thielfoldt, and remember, Gammill helps you realize your dream.